It's a mindset. Like if you look at all successful people, the truly successful people and the people that sustain success are the people that have failed or faced a huge challenge or come back or taken a knock and they come back stronger. It's having that mental strength. And I don't think you're born with that mental strength. And I know that may be controversial because
you're not born with the mental strength?
I believe you're taught. I believe it's nurture. The resilience you see in a family member or your group of friends or how you taught through challenges and that. Like we actually spoke briefly before the podcast around the idea around when parents are well off, is it good to give them the world because you have all the financial means to give them a great life? Or do you have them struggle to learn that adversity so they gain character and stuff like that?
Sure, geez. Guys, if you're hearing noise, we are recording at our office, but there's a bit of construction that is happening. So if you hear that there's a bit of noise in the background, just don't mind it. Just know that we're in the middle of some construction that is taking place.
It's not the cogs in our brains, Rick.
Exactly. People would be thinking, what are these guys doing? But you started your career in IT.
Yes.
And transitioned into being a property investor.
Yes.
Is it because you've always known property to be something that you will eventually do? Or is it something that actually happened in your career accidentally?
So I love IT. I still love IT. I love using my brain. And the nice thing about IT, especially in software development, there's a new challenge every day. It's not mundane. And the property side I was taught one valuable lesson from my dad is that whatever you earn, your whole salary is not yours. So for argument's sake, let's say you earn 10,000 Rand after tax, you actually only earn 6,000 Rand. That 4 disappears, whether it's in a savings account, an investment account, you earn 6. You always earn 20 or 30% less than what you actually earn. And through that mindset, I grew my career and I pushed and I got quite high up in IT. And I realized my cost of living pretty much stayed the same. Minor discrepancies because I had increased the buffer as I earned a greater and greater salary. And what I thought about, okay, with this extra disposable income, what do I do? Do I just put it in a fixed deposit account? Do I put it in the S&P 500? Do I put it in a 5-year term? And I'm like, for 10, 12% interest, there's got to be more to life. I've got to do something more. So my parents are entrepreneurs. My grandfather was an entrepreneur. But I always looked to business of like replicating what I have, starting another IT company myself. But then I'm like, okay, I've got an 8-9 hour job. Now I'm going to have another 8-9 hour job. And I was like, what is a bit more passive where it's not going to take 8 hours of my life every day? And what does every wealthy person have in common? Real estate. It's like, okay, cool. But there's a long story there. I thought, okay, real estate, lekker, you buy a property, you'll just make money in passively. So we'll get into strategies and stuff just now. But I realized that property, because it's passive, it's not a 9-hour job every day once the asset's working for itself. Obviously, you have the odd days in that, but it allowed me to maintain the full-time job that I do love, but give myself an opportunity to make a play at being wealthier younger. Because I still have an RA, I've got a nice pension in it, but I don't want to retire at 65 and start living at 65 and stuff like that. I want to start living now. I also want to live where I love RT, but I'm in RT because it's a choice. It's not because of survival. It's not because I need to pay expenses. I should have the money, but I should choose. And it's amazing when you start creating more independence and choice financially, you start loving things more. You start having more passion.
So you're saying the more you create financial freedom for yourself around the industry that you're in, you start to love it more because you're not forced to be in it.
Yes.
You choose to be in it.
Yes.
And which is what you chose at the time, right? But part of that financial freedom was created when you stepped into investing in property.
Yes.
And what were the challenges that you faced then when you had that shift from IT to property? Like you said, IT is not mundane, it's challenging. Property, on the other hand, can be mundane. So it's a combination of two things that are totally different if people don't understand.
Yeah, so what I did learn is that every industry is the same in a way. How strange is that? So why I say that is property, you've got to manage a team. You've got to have a power team. In IT, you've got to have a power team. RT, you have deadlines. In property, you sometimes have deadlines. You automate things in RT to streamline processes. You automate things in property to streamline processes, to create more time or spend less on operational expenses. You creative in RT where you're solving problems. How creative do you have to be when all your geysers burst in a building and stuff like that? Or dealing with the municipalities. You've got to building relationships, creating effective relationships, networking in RT, in insurance, in property, in any industry. There's a lot of core fundamentals that you share across these industries.
Do you think
property
you would have...
is just a vehicle? But I will, sorry, just to add on, answer on your question is the biggest shift though, that was a change was mindset. That was a big shift.
A mindset shift.
In property though.
So okay, then what was the cause of that mindset shift? You just said every industry is related to the other, right? So
in core skills,
in core skills, right? So, but in IT, there's a certain level of mindset you have to apply to achieve certain things, right? And you are saying with property, there was a shift in mindset. Was it the shift from the IT mindset? If so, what was it? And to the property side, and what sort of mindset was then applied there?
Yeah, so maybe let me rather not say property specific, but owning my own property business or owning my own business. That was the big shift.
So you now doing your own thing?
Yes. How do I do my own thing? Everything's reliant on me. You're not trading time for money. That's the biggest thing. You don't have that finite where if I work exactly 8 hours, 5 days a week, that's 40 hours a week by the 21 working days, I will earn X. If I do a good job and I work some overtime, I show value, I may get a 6% increase. It's so finite where your own business, it's not just about the hours you put in because it's the value you add. How innovative are you? How do you see opportunities? You reap most of the rewards. And even initially as a fellow entrepreneur, you also know, funny enough, even when your business does well, you actually don't live off the money. You actually don't enjoy the money because your business is this infant, this child that grows into a teenager, and you actually want to keep reinvesting in it because you want it to grow further. So it's that whole mindset shift that changes. You're not working, you're not quantifying your value and what you're financially worth by the hours you work day to day.